Hi, welcome back. Welcome to this Forecourt film for this absolutely beautiful 2015 Audi S6 Saloon. This particular car is finished in Daytona Grey in absolutely immaculate condition all the way around. Covered 61,700 miles. Each one of the alloy wheels are completely unmarked, all wearing Pirelli tyres all the way around. There are no dents or marks to point out anywhere around the car. A couple of very small stone chips, as you would expect, but certainly no consequential damage whatsoever. You get the beautiful 4 pipes at the back, obviously all of the S6 styling as well. It sits on the 19-inch wheels. Is a clear glass example at the back as well. It's a really interesting specification, this one, actually. I've never seen an S6 with quite so many options on it, and so I'll try and talk you through as many of those as I can remember in a second. But just having a look around it, in terms of condition, it really is beautiful, extremely elegant. I'm trying to hunt out stone chips as I'm walking down here. There isn't really anything to point out. It has been exceptionally well cared for, just tiny little bits and pieces, as you would expect for a car of this age and mileage. As I mentioned, the specification is absolutely enormous. I'll sort of talk you through some of the bits and pieces that we can see from the outside. You've got the twin sensors here for the adaptive cruise control that sit down in what would sort of be the old fog light sort of spot. Fog lights are actually integrated into the LED headlights on this particular car, being the facelift model. We have front and rear parking sensors. We also have full park assist, so it actually helps you back the car into a space, either in a car park or parallel parking assist as well. And then you will also see the 360 degree cameras, so they are front, also into the underneath the mirrors to give you a bird's eye view. Again, we'll show you that in a sec, and also cameras at the rear as well. But yeah, very elegant car. See these enormous cross-drilled brake discs and calipers on the side there, and the V8T badge, obviously a quick nod to the engine. This particular car is fitted with a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 with 444 horsepower. Sounds absolutely magnificent. I'm going to struggle to get any sound coming from the back. It's a little bit windy, and we're using noise-cancelling mics, so it's a little bit difficult. But these do sound really nice, but extremely classy as well. They're not too raspy, but you get a lovely sound from them. So starting with some of the further specification, we've got a powered boot lid at the back. You also see the LED rear lights there with the dynamic indicators, which is a really nice option. We have storage package as well, so you have the additional luggage nets and everything. And then this car is also featured with advanced key, or keyless entry, as it's known. So you have 2 buttons on the back here. One is to close the powered boot lid, and the other one is to close and lock it as you walk away. So we can just press that one down there for now to close that down. And then coming through to the back, beautiful black Napa leather. I'll talk you more about the front ones in a second, but you can see it's got the really lovely smooth Napa leather all the way through. This is the sort of leather that would be fitted to an A8 standard as well, so it's a very classy interior. Lovely materials. We've also got through load at the back there as well, just so you can have skis and things like that through there. And you've got your first aid kit and cup holders in the back there for the rear passengers. Car also features 4-zone climate control in the back as well, so you've got individual temperatures for each side, and then you've got additional charging sockets and everything like that as well. You've got air vents there in the centre, and also up there again for rear passengers. And you can see this car's also been optioned with a sunroof. Just close all that down. Crossing the door, this car has been optioned with the carbon fibre inlays, really lovely gloss finish to those. You've also got your controls for your power folding mirrors, for the individual child locks in the back as well, a boot release for the powered boot, memory for the driver's seat, although this car again has also been optioned with the passenger memory as well, which again is the first time I've seen that on one of these, sorry. And then we also have lane assist as well, so it's like a blind spot assist there, just to warn you if you've got a car coming up in your blind spot. In terms of the front seats, this is actually the comfort seats. I've not seen this on any S6 before. They are exactly as they say on the tin, extremely comfortable, really beautiful. You also get additional control here for the front section, so it's everything's powered, but you've got the sort of rest there for the backs of your legs that come out. You've got comfort side bolsters and also the comfort headrests as well, so you can actually slide those forwards and backwards so that comes up closer to your head. The seats are absolutely lovely, really nice. In terms of the condition of them, bolster very light wear, in fact hardly anything to even talk about really, just all in very nice condition. Steering wheel looks great, has retained a really nice matte finish to it rather than going all nasty and shiny. And then we can also see the head-up display control up there, which you can turn on using the control panel down here and change the height. And then through the main system, you can change the contents that you get to see on here as well. So yeah, so far so good. I think I'm remembering most of the things. Through to the inside, you've got this wonderful part digital dash, but what I really love is the proper old school analog clocks. Look absolutely fantastic. So if we just bring this into life, you'll see the screen rise from the dashboard. Well, it's just reminded me as well, the car's been factory fitted with Audi dash cams all the way around as well. Bringing the car into life. And like I said, you get these wonderful analog dials here. And then you also have the part digital sort of display there for the for things like maps, and also you can run through and have different menus and things like that as well. So you can have all of your media settings, consumption. Please don't take too much notice of the 2 miles to the gallon. That really is actually just pulling out from the dealership and starting the filming. They're actually not too bad. I'll talk you through that in a second as well, and I've got a bit of experience with these. So yeah, I will talk you through all of that in a sec. Coming down, we have adaptive cruise control. Again, another option, quite an expensive option. This car's basically had quite a few of the additional packages added to it. So you have things like the adaptive cruise and the blind spot assist and everything like that as well. So they're all kind of optioned together. Controls here for the sunroof, as already mentioned. Down here, the dual zone climate control for the front with heated seats. This is the parking button here, so that it will help you get into spaces. Automatic start stop. Parking system, we have front and rear parking sensors, and then it's also been optioned with the surround camera as well. So there's a number of different views that you can call up on the cameras. Again, another option. They don't really give you a huge amount as standard actually, so it's very nice to see all these things in here. It's also upgraded with MMI High, so you have the touchpad here with this basically, depending on what you're doing at any one time, the numbers will disappear. And you can have a like a writing pad and stuff like that that comes up on the screen. Those that don't know about the S6, as standard, the car comes with adaptive air suspension, which is just an absolute joy. It is probably one of the most comfortable big cars I've been in for a very long time. Even the ones that run on larger alloy wheels, sort of 20-inch wheels, the way it soaks the bumps up is absolutely incredible. You can actually raise and lower the car as well. So if you're having to go onto a sort of dirt track, or just it's difficult to park or something, you can actually raise the car up, and then depending on which one of these driving modes you're in, dynamic will run the car really quite low, and then comfort will obviously lift that up a little bit as well, just soaks up speed bumps in cities and everything like that. So if we also come through, I won't explain what efficiency and comfort mean because it's quite obvious, but if we come through to set individual, you can actually tailor the entire setup to the car exactly how you like it. So how the engine and gearbox responds, the air suspension settings, how heavy the steering is. The car's also equipped with a sports differential as well, so you have different changes for that. Slight changes to the engine sound, and also the adaptive cruise control as well. So everything is configurable through here. It's really nice and simple to use. In terms of infotainment, we have DAB digital radio as well as FM and AM stations. We also have full satellite navigation for Western Europe. This takes full postcodes, has traffic reports. The car also has a speed limit display as well that will come up. What else have we got? obviously Bluetooth telephony for your phone and audio streaming, and then we also have Audi smartphone interface has been upgraded into this as well, so you can have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which is again a really nice feature to have. Into the control panel for the car, you can make changes. It's a bit like a control panel on a computer, so you can make changes to how everything works. Your internal and exterior lighting. If you drive through to Europe, you can change the angle of the headlights for driving on the right-hand side of the road to save you having to fit beam benders or paint the lights yellow or whatever people used to do years ago. Background lighting, all LED, very difficult to see obviously at the moment, but you have lighting that comes down and fills the interior area and sort of stowage areas and stuff like that as well, so you can change the settings for that. That's pretty much it. Seats and stuff like that, I think you can change things for memories. You can move the passenger seat from here. Yeah, just loads and loads of stuff to play with. Far more than really you need to know at this exact moment. If we come down to servicing and checks, we've got a special mode for the adaptive air suspensions. If you are changing a wheel, then you can put it into that one. It's just puts that into a safe position for jacking the car up. And then through to service intervals, and you'll see that the next oil change is due in 5,100 miles or 94 days, or the next larger inspection service is 16,100 or 459 days. So absolutely nothing to do anytime soon. We've just had a new MOT put on the car as well. It's just flown through with flying colours. Underneath the front centre armrest, we've got a wireless charging pad. So any phones that are wirelessly enabled for that, you can put that in there and they will charge as you go. And cup holders at the front as well. Additional stowage just down here. Never quite sure what you would put in that, but pretty handy, I'm sure. And then all of your books and manuals and everything like that all tucked away in the glove box. I think I've covered most of the things on the inside, but just having a quick look around, there's no damage to mention anywhere. It's all in absolutely lovely condition. The glass is all in fantastic condition. No chips or marks anywhere there. Just about see the head-up display. That will also put things like your satellite navigation instructions up on the screen and any warnings and anything like that as well. So that's again quite a nice function to have. So back on the outside of the car, again, just to show you a final sort of overview of the condition. As mentioned, it really is absolutely lovely. I don't think there's anything that we need to point out. I mentioned things like fuel economy and stuff earlier on. I actually have the estate version of this car and have done for about 18 months now. And I absolutely love it. It was a car that I genuinely thought I would probably keep for a couple of months. Obviously doing this for a living, you tend to sort of try things out, but it's something that I have really struggled to let go. So when we had the opportunity to present this car as well, I was quite excited about it because you don't see many of them. It's not that there aren't like hundreds of these ever for sale. Certainly not with this sort of specification, but around town, I'm not going to lie, it can be a little bit juicy. It is a 4-litre twin turbo V8, and it does sound rather nice, so it does kind of push you a little bit to make a bit of noise now and then. But actually, on a run, I've seen 33 to the gallon quite easily, and on a long run with a bit of a mix of country roads and town as well, you can have the average sitting at around 26, 27 or something, quite easily. If you are enjoying yourself, you can get it down into the low teens. But yeah, they're an absolute joy to drive. I think they're hugely underrated. The mechanical running costs on these compared to like an RS6 or something like that are far less. I find things like brakes are pretty much more in line with the parts for a 3-litre diesel, the more powerful sort of diesel models. So it's they're not quite as daunting as running an RS6. If we can help with any further information, please do feel free to contact us through our website, which is jajarvis.co.uk. If you'd like any help with some finance figures, or you have a part exchange for value, then we'd be more than happy to help. Ultimately, we'd love to be able to show the car in person, but please do feel free to contact us for any more information on this car. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much again for watching, and we'll see you next time.